Speak your mind, let your heart be free. With every story, we're creating harmony. So let's break the silence, let's break the mold. With courage and passion, let the truth unfold. Every voice matters, every tale is gold. In this space of love, we'll be bold. So let's break the silence, let's break the mold. With courage and passion, let the truth unfold. Every voice matters, every tale is gold. In this space of love, we'll be bold. Together we rise, together we stand. Hand in hand, we'll make a brand new land. Real Tiffany talks, we'll light the spark. In the darkness, we'll leave our mark.
Welcome back to Real Tiffany Talk. It's your girl Tiffany S. Carter, and this is another real conversation that is about to happen for you tonight. Thank you for tuning in to all the episodes, all the shows. Without you, this wouldn't even be possible. And I decided to have another great guest. I told you I'm going to bring you all the guests in 2025. Another great guest that's from the Rocket City, which is Huntsville. But of course, people's like, hey, one of my last guests, yes, that's one of my locations. But I love people that celebrate other people. And this young man tonight, I can say Mr. PJ, I'm pretty sure, I don't know what the kids call him at school, but Mr. PJ, every time I see him, he is celebrating somebody. So I am so excited tonight to bring him to my platform to have another real conversation. Is that all right with you? So stay tuned. You might want to take your notes out. I don't know what he's going to have to say because PJ is a whole character by himself. But that's why I love people like this. Come on, welcome to the stage, PJ.
What's going on? How y'all doing out there? How you doing, Tiffany? Thank you for having me on.
So you ain't gonna say your tagline?
Oh, it's a great day to be PJ all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I try to
brand new for us now.
I try to brighten y'all day. That's what I do. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for having me on again. I'm a little nervous. It's my first time doing anything like this, so y'all bear with me.
All right. So we gonna
shy,
go
but I'm not comfortable. So I'm trying to get out of my comfort zone and doing something different. I appreciate you putting me on the spot right now. And I do like to talk about everything but myself, but okay, let's go. Let's do
it. Let's do it. Well, PJ, you transitioned from college. Tell them what college you came from.
I went to the Alabama A&M University, known as the Hill. This is my own personal little hat that I designed with the bulldog on the side, and I got my Hooper Council signature shirt on, one of my own Strictly Dope apparel products where I promote Alabama A&M to the fullest. Two-time alumni, lifelong bulldog, legacy alumni. My parents went there. You know what I'm saying? My wife, she's gone and graduated 2 times. Aunts, cousins, big time A&M alumni. We all things Alabama A&M. So yeah, born and raised here in Huntsville. I've been teaching off and on 25 years in the city and now in the county. I've done adjunct at Alabama A&M. Worked in the community centers here, Richard Shower Center. That's where I got my start. Shout out to Dave DeLisser, who put me in the game. One of my mentors. Coached in the middle schools for about 10 years with Davis Hills before it became McNair. Transitioned over to Johnson High School. Coached about 10 years with Coach Harold Wells, Urban McGuire, who's now the head coach at Lee, Mac Howard, who's now the AD for the city, athletic director, for those who don't know what the AD is. And kind of been in education for the most part. Serial entrepreneur in the meantime. Like I said, I got a little merch company. I ain't gonna say little, but I have a merch company called Up Apparel. I've been doing events the last 6 years, 7 years off and on. And it's kind of taking on a life of its own. So I do events. I was in the bag. I do work in the clubs and I do promote parties around the city, but I throw events. So, working on a cigar event that I've been working on for the last 3 years. It's going to be the third year. We talking about a health fair during Juneteenth. It's going to be like a North Side day, but it's going to be catered around health. Everything homecoming. I'm big in the homecoming sector when it's
Right.
homecoming for A&M. And just pretty much anything I can get my brunches. I just like putting on for the city. I'm really involved in the culture here in the city, especially on the north side. But I'm expanding to the city and just trying to put Huntsville on the map, let people know we got our own thing going on. Stop trying. I ain't gonna say we try to compete, but we get in the bag of trying to beat other cities. And I'm in the doctrine of let's make this a place that people want to come to.
Right.
Houston, just like Atlanta, Memphis,
Right.
New York, Chicago, LA. I want this to be one of the cities people talk about because it's a melting pot city anyway. So, I'm saying, getting the people to understand that I don't want to be them other cities. I love them. I've been to them all. I appreciate what they bring to entertainment life, but we got stuff going on here too. And people need to start recognizing that and appreciating that more and supporting it. We just had the Taste of Soul Food Fest. Shout out to my man Swan. Our nightlife is getting better by the minute because we got so many different spots where people can go and enjoy themselves. Even down, we just opened up a jazz spot, the Note. So if you want to go hear some jazz, some live music, you can go there. We still got Envy, the Foxhole. You can go over to University Drive. You catch the fourth quarter revamp. You can go right up the road, a little further up toward 72 toward Athens, and you can start right there by the IHOP and catch the black-owned plaza, basically, where you got Bella Mome, Good Times, and Trio.
Right.
Nice
Look, you go shout out the
I'm gonna run y'all through it. We talking about the culture.
That's what you.
So
you actually one of the first people to do that. The first people to do that.
It's something to do. You can go downtown to Stella's. You can go to Sammy T's. That's what you're into. You can go to a lot of these bars.
So all that stuff. But we get you the man that know where to go, right?
Yeah, I'm like, I'm your personal concierge. Hey, y'all see my hat. I'm gonna take this out. But I like my city because it's a lot to do. It is not to say there's not Atlanta. We Huntsville and we do things on a smaller scale, but it's stuff to do.
Yeah.
Breweries you can go to. We got the Space and Rock Center. People come from all over the world to go to the Space and Rock Center.
They do. So,
but yeah, I don't want to talk.
So, can you share what inspired you to take this path on how your educational background has shaped your approach to the community engagement?
I would say my dad played a big part of my mom. Like I said, lifelong Bulldogs. And my dad was an educator at a time and a coach. And he looked like he was having so much fun when I was coming up because I was always with my dad, tailing behind him. And then I was playing ball. So he was always taking me with him and then taking me to practice or whatever. So I started paying attention to what he was doing. He seemed like he was having fun. And I never wanted to be at work. I never wanted to have a job. I always wanted to just be able to do my work whenever I was into and enjoy it. So I started, like I said, my first indoctrination into working with kids was the Richard Shower Center, right there on the north side, in the heart of the north. You got Meadow Hills, you got Mount Vernon, you got all the surrounding neighborhoods, all coming to this center. And you had to learn how to navigate. You know what I mean? As a teacher, even being a local, you still gotta learn how to navigate because every neighborhood got something different going on.
And I'm gonna hold you that because we gotta take a break for our sponsors. And when we come back, we're gonna talk about what that community advocacy look like.
All right, let's do it.
And the awareness. I know you have some stuff to what you want to change in the community, what you want. So But y'all gonna hold. He see for
I'm
somebody
with
that
it.
was nervous, y'all. He showed
I was a little nervous, you
more.
know, and that's probably why I'm rambling. I don't want to ramble. So go ahead.
You not rambling. You talking. You just saying. It's a real conversation. I mean, it's not scripted. It's who you
I
are.
appreciate that.
Right.
Okay.
So
I'm gonna stay with it.
I'm gonna bring them back for the next half. My name is Tiffany S. Carter. I'm the host of Tiffany Talks. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, but I'm sitting here in Kissimmee, Florida with Westgate Resort because guess what? I'm their partner. I am so grateful that I partner up with Westgate, where the gift that keeps on giving. You know where to get the free stuff. You know where to get the vacations. Share your time with Westgate, where we love to go on vacations. I don't work for cars, homes, or any of those things. I work for vacations. Come and join Tiffany Talks. But here at Westgate Resorts, we welcome you where all the fun is happening and you're invited. Let's vacation together. Click the link below. We're going to bring this second half. We are having a real conversation with Mr. PJ Thompson. And so, Mr. PJ,
Yes. What's going on?
you pull them glasses up like a teacher. Like, you try to see what's going on out here. You know how your kids be acting up. You said.
You right. You right. You have to look at them sometimes. Either this way or
you
that
gotta
way.
look, you know what I'm saying? These kids, well,
Right.
as a community, and thank you for being a teacher, because I know it ain't easy. It's not easy.
Hey man, it's a thankless job sometimes, but I love it. Again, been in it 25 years off and on, and I said I had some gaps where I was doing other things on the entrepreneurial side, but I always come back to education, working with the kids, talking to the kids, mentoring the kids, trying to help them find gigs, giving them some type of positive inspiration. So that was been my gift to it. Sometimes a lot of tough love, but my kids can say that I do love on them, and I love on them hard. I try to make sure they stay out of trouble. I try to help them when they get in trouble. Or,
Right.
even when some of them take their lick, I try to help them get back on their feet when they come home or whatever. But it's just embedded in my family to help others and to be consistent when you do it, and you don't do it for likes. You just do it because that's what you're supposed to do.
Right.
So like I said, my dad, he worked in this program called NYSP, National Youth Sports Program. It was really big when we was coming up, and like whatever side of town you was on, if you were a kid in the summertime, that's where you went for the summer. And them hosted it. You could swim. We played all the sports from softball to volleyball to basketball. They did tumbling, all type of activities because it was geared around sports, but it was like a competition. We would compete against other programs in Birmingham, Tuscaloosa. We had these big at the end of the summer. We had these big competitions, so it became a real popular program. They ended up cutting the budget, so it went from all day to like half a day. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like maybe the first 4 or 5 years, you were there from like 9 in the morning to 5, and they would bus you to these designated areas in your neighborhood where they would pick you up and drop you off. But you would get fed, you get an educational part, then you played and you kicked it. So it connected you with all the people in the city, because it was all the kids from all over. So again, that was just part of me coming up and seeing what my dad was into, him enjoying doing that. And it didn't look like work. So it really wasn't. I mean, it's trying because you're dealing with kids, but
Right.
getting into it, you know what I'm saying? So coaching
Right.
that also curved a lot because I've coached some of the city's best in the last 20 years, especially the last 10, 15. I've coached some of the city's best football athletes coming out of Johnson High School, which is now Jemison. But I mean, that's just something we did. So I've been real boots on the ground around education, coaching the kids, being in the community, and being born and raised here. That's been kind of my advantage because growing up with my peers, then teaching their kids, so it kind of give me an advantage where I can communicate with the parents. You know, the kids can't really get over because I know your mama, I know your daddy, I know your grandmama, I know your aunt. So I had that connection. So that's always been kind of my gift, being in the neighborhood. So it's just part of what I've been doing, you know, and then branching out other endeavors has just made it better because those people still support me even in the entertainment part of it, you know what I mean? So.
Right. Well, too, just mentioning all of that, teachers and coaches, and different things of the community. I'm pretty sure by the time this comes on, a lot of people from Huntsville, and if you don't know, and if you did know him, Coach Evans, I want to take a moment of silence for him. I'm sure because this was one of my kids' friends, and this was also my child's teacher. So if we all just take a moment of silence in Huntsville, wherever you at, even around the country, because Coach Evans, he lost his life on the way to work one day. Not sure about it, but it doesn't matter. He poured his heart into them children out on the field. I was there helping cheerleaders, and I just saw him. He always had something positive to say, and we don't give teachers credit enough of that time because football is extra time if you already a teacher, and just a lot of people don't even give that extra time to their children. So just for these teachers to go out their way to give, become coaches and all these things, I commend them. So if everybody could just take a moment of silence for Coach Evans and all that he brought to Jemison Jaguars and Jemison High School. Amen. May his legacy
R.I.P. Coach Evans.
Yeah, may his legacy live through his son forever. And the community backs you, and we want you to go all the way. So with that, even just as this, being a promoter and being a teacher and stuff, looking back over your career so far, PJ, what achievement are you most proud of, and how do you envision continuing to contribute to both the educational sector and your community in years to come?
I'm most proud of my son because he's been a great kid, great student. People have the respect I get is shown in how they treat my son when he's out. You know what I'm saying? He work in the community. He's about to graduate from Jemison High School itself. He did a dual enrollment, so he's gonna go to UAH and get into the engineering stuff. But that's probably what I'm most proud of. Having a good name in the city, I'm proud of that too. Being able to touch the kids I've touched and being involved in their life and stuff like that, and seeing them grow up and be, productive citizens. I can name so many that are still in the community, that still do great things here in the city, that are doing their thing right now. Boots on the ground, no cliche, but just real talk. The North Side has produced some wonderful individuals that are contributing to the fabric of the city. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I would say that would be those two things would probably be my most proudest accomplishments. What was the second part of that question?
Just like, oh dog, I know you talked about your career, but what's some, closing message that you want to give to people, who just don't know what they want to do and how to get in and how to be involved in the community and stuff. What's some knowledge you want to drop?
It's okay to not know. The best thing I would tell, like I tell all my kids, man, try, pick something that you into. There's so many things you can get into from a community activist standpoint, or just being involved in the community. You can tutor at your church. You can volunteer at the mission. You can volunteer at the school. You can try to coach. You know, you can do so many things. You know, you can talk to the kids in the barbershop. You can go. It's a lot of ways you can touch them. You know, that's one thing we have to learn. You know, even as a new adults, you know, you gotta learn how to. You can't be afraid to talk to your kids. You can't be afraid to listen to them, and you gotta correct them when they're wrong. You know what I'm saying? Now, there's some disrespectful jokers out here, but that's because ain't nobody checking them, and they don't really. They don't know, and you know, you try to help the ones you can help, but we all got to do our part. But again, the best thing or advice I would have for anybody that is inspiring to get involved is just get involved. You know, go to Richard Shower Center, find out how to volunteer. Go to Lakewood Community Center, find out how to volunteer. You know, go to the churches, talk to the pastors. A lot of them are open to it, or just talk to one of the deacons or the deaconesses in the churches and find out how you can volunteer your time. Alabama A&M has some mentor and volunteer stuff you can do. So it's so many places you can go to get involved. Go over to Oak Street, over there on Oakwood, and you know, talk to yourself a Rod and find out ways to get involved, because there's a need somewhere, you know,
Right.
from the youth or from the elderly, from the elders in the community. There's something to do. So that's what I would say.
Well, that is awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank y'all for having me.
Yes, but we have something. What do you have coming up? I have some exciting news. What do we give?
Well, you
give
know,
us
I
some
didn't.
stuff.
I was gonna wait on you to bring it up. I'm excited. You know, we're you know, can I tell them, or you know,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
want?
you can tell.
All right, so you know, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are getting ready to start the podcast Culture Connect. Where we're gonna talk about all things culture related, from you know the news is going on in the community, arts, sports, whatever topics we need to
Business.
talk about, politics. I don't know a lot about politics, but we'll try. And we
We
just
can
gonna talk.
bring people on there that know a
There you
lot about.
go.
I
So
know,
we
I
gonna
know a
yeah.
little bit, but I don't know to be doing no fussing and
So
tussling
you
and
see
all
me and
that.
my girl, we working. Hopefully this effort, and then it's gonna be a lot more grown, I guess. When we
Yes,
talk culture,
yes.
we better
It's gonna
talk.
be after hours.
Yeah, we better talk and really get into conversations. So
These
yeah,
real
culture connect.
dating and
Yes,
relationships, that real
yes,
stuff.
yeah. We're
Like,
gonna
and
talk,
this
yeah,
is real
relationship
stuff too.
game. We're gonna talk about all type of, we're gonna talk about some things. So yeah, Culture Connect coming to a podcast near you where you can check us out. But thank you, Tiffany Talks, for inviting me
Thank
today.
you, PJ. Tell them how to follow you.
Tell them you can follow me on PJ is Dope on all platforms. PJISDOP and then the number 3. That's how you do that ad on IG. On Facebook is Anthony PJ Thompson. I got hacked a couple of times, so that's my handle on Facebook. But IG, TikTok, PJ is Dope. You can check me out on those 2 platforms. You know, I'm trying to get into the TikTok game. I'm really learning. The guru right here, she put me in the game. So yeah, but yeah, check me out on those platforms. I usually have my stuff that I promote with my parties and events, and I'm learning how to be more active on this. So y'all come to my page and support me. Let me get my numbers up.
All right. Well, there you go. And what's your hashtag is what?
It's always a great day to be PJ. So y'all come check me out. Again, PJ is Dope on all platforms. PJISDOP and the number 3. Y'all come check me out. Trey Club in here. Shout out to the KSI, the Noops. Y'all come see me on Culture Connect in the near future.
Yes, yes. Thank you, PJ, for blessing my platform and having another real conversation with you.
Man, I
Okay.
appreciate you. All right. Till next time.
Next time. They'll see you soon. Well, it has been another good episode, another good show. I thank you for joining and tuning in. Again, follow your girl on all platforms, on IG at Tiffany S_Carter, and then at Facebook at Tiffany S. Carter. And please subscribe to my YouTube channel at Real Tiffany Talks, and you can follow me on TikTok along with the Real Tiffany Talks. Thank you for tuning in, and make sure you listen to Vision Radio every Monday and Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central. Again, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central. That streams live, but you can also catch the episode on YouTube, but it won't be the same week, okay? So, I'll see y'all later. Until next time, you'll see some more. I have some more good guests for you. So tune in to Real Talk, Tiffany Talks, where real conversations are happening. And guess what? You were just a part of the conversation. And hanging with PJ, celebrating everyday moments. Celebrate yourself, because who else gonna do it but you? Good night.
Welcome to the show where voices rise. Real Tiffany Talks, let your truth shine bright. In a world so loud, let's find our way. Together we'll share. Come on, May. Real Tiffany Talks, let's make a change. You're part of the journey, come take the stage. Speak your mind, let your heart be free. With every story, we're creating harmony. So let's break the silence, let's break the mold. With courage and passion, let the truth unfold. Every voice matters, every tale is gold. In this space of love, we'll be bold. So let's break the silence, let's break the mold. With courage and passion, let the truth unfold. Every voice matters, every tale is gold. In this space of love, we'll be bold. Together we rise, together we